when all you are is life itself, it appeals to the senses to create and develop something that will outlast your death. It appears that the majority of people follow naturally and seemingly divine routes to this pseudo-problematic mortal issue. Some procreate. Some dedicate precious time to carving out artistic paths. Both, with exceptions, strive to attach names, their names, to something that might decay slower than them and outlast their mortal vessels. Then there is the good captain. In this video we will take an inside look into the AndyWilson92 channel.
Good evening everyone, I am AndyWilson92. I am the inventor of Minecraft, My Little Pony and fidget spinners. I'm here outside, I'm our new Prime Minister.
Andy Wilson was born on the 20th of March 1992. He's known for several things, such as illegally wearing a captain's hat on a cruise ship.
Remember, your parents are lying to you, don't believe them. Stay safe, be like the captain.
This and much more comprises the great character of Andy Wilson. However, the primary focus of this video is not so much the man, but the artistic YouTube channel created by said man. Over several years, Andy has spread his influence far and wide across the internet. Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, and DeviantArt are all hosts of Andy's work, but in my opinion, the pinnacle of Andy's art can be found on the YouTube channel AndyWilson92. The AndyWilson92 channel is an oasis of obscurity. From 2D to 3ds Max, the channel has maintained a crude, distorted art style. This art style has, over the years, helped Andy's channel stand out. The channel was created on the 26th of October 2006 with the earliest accessible archive I could retrieve, dating back to the 10th of January 2010. However, Andy's debut was released 1 year earlier, in May 2009, with the video One Duck, One Horse. One Duck, One Horse is a 25-second inside look into the mind of the good captain and his seemingly estranged art. I won't pretend to understand what's going on, however, there is a horse with a cigar. If the swift duration of this video alarms you, try not to panic. Andy made the crucial decision in 2013 to release the remastered One Duck, One Horse, Episode 4 Special Edition. Andy kindly added an extra 2 seconds of confusion and conclusion. Spoilers: the duck dies. One Duck, One Horse may be the first video uploaded to the channel, but as the AndyWilson92 channel is best known for 3D animation, I thought it only right to shine some light on the first 3D animation uploaded. The Toast Office. The Toast Office was uploaded on the 28th of July 2009 and is currently being revamped by Andy on his live streams. This simple animation would be the beginning of a long journey that eventually would deliver us at what is, in my opinion, the magnum opus of the Andy Wilson channel. After the Toast Office, Andy would upload several short 3D animations, all of which were below a minute tests of his ability. On the 17th of November 2009, Andy would upload a 2-minute 2D animation created with MS Paint called Snospiss Et, the Modern American Family. This crudely drawn animation with its electric colors would be the beginning of a long artistic series that would capture the progression of Andy's animating skills and capture an audience. I wonder why. As you have probably gathered, Snospiss Et is The Simpsons spelt backwards, minus the M, and draws minor influence from The Simpsons, using crude depictions of several simpsons characters and a few added extras.
Hello there, my name is J. Butson. What's yours? You've known me for a long time. My name is Butson Butts, playing video games. We've moved into this lovely new house. Haven't we, teapots and men? Jesus doesn't like you, pots and pots.
The series takes the viewer on several relatable journeys, and so far has 25 episodes. Throughout said episodes, we see the transition and progression of Andy's animating ability. Snospis is not trapped in a specific animation format and can shift from 3D to 2D within the space of an episode.
But it's very, very cold today, Lisa.
Snospis isn't the only animation series on the AndyWilson92 channel. Andy has uploaded a Wallace and Gromit spin-off in which Wallace and Gromit kill the good captain and fly to the moon.
You're coming with me.
A Sonic the Hedgehog animation, a Pumpkin World animation, and several other original short series. All in all, 186 videos have been uploaded on the AndyWilson92 channel. Out of all 186 videos, the most prolific video, amounting a staggering 2 million views, goes by the title Thomas and Friends, uploaded on the 26th of May 2014. This 1 minute 26 second video is the reason this documentary exists. Without Thomas and Friends, there's a chance that I may have never come across the AndyWilson92 channel all those years ago. Even though the main focus of this video is the AndyWilson92 channel, it would be a sin to not mention Andy's second channel, AndyWilson92 too. This channel hosts a wide variety of genres, from gaming, game reviews, geography lessons, and the beloved Comfy Cooking series. This channel is less animation orientated, with the scarce amount of animation on the channel being found in the Good Captain's Geography Adventures series, in which we are taught about several foreign countries.
Where will the captain go today?
One of my personal favourite series on the channel is Comfy Cooking, in which Andy, usually intoxicated, cooks a wide variety of interesting meals. My favourite episode in the Comfy Cooking series so far is the first episode, in which Andy takes several hours to cook and eventually fossilise a steak. In a world sustained and guided by logic, it may come easily to categorize art as bad or good. But by doing so, you overlook the divinity of art. Art arrives before it takes physical form. It is an idea before it is created. Art is an amalgamation of its creators' emotion and logic. You may decide to see Andy Wilson's animations as nothing more than low-budget, funny videos, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that observation. However, it is wise to keep in mind that hours of work and years of creation takes profound effort. It is fair to say the crudeness of Andy's animation style is his signature, such as how the crudeness of Salvador Dali's art was his. Obscure art is still art, and I like to think of Andy's art as the impressionist side of animation, unpolished and very funny. I decided to reach out to Andy on Twitter to ask his opinion on his work and find out what his background was, and he very kindly agreed to do an interview. So my first question is, why did you start animating?
Probably goes back to when I was at college, because I studied did a game design course at college, where I got introduced to kind of 3D animation. So that's kind of how I got started with like the software and things like that. And I've always had like ideas for little stories and things. Like for example, I used to make one of my early videos was the Snospis series, which is like a Simpsons kind of parody. That kind of started off as just a bunch of Microsoft Paint comics that I'd used to make, and I used to put them on DeviantArt, sort of stick them out there, and then I would I decided to kind of make an animated version of that. The first animated version was that was actually done in Microsoft Paint, and because I was studying 3D at the time, I decided to like transition it over and like make a few models and stuff. I suppose my animations were just kind of like an outlet or just a way to really learn the software. But then it just kind of spiraled and became its own thing after a while.
Yeah. So, how long did it take you to learn how to use the softwares?
I'm still learning, to be honest. I got to the point where I can actually animate something probably within about a year or a couple of months of using it.
Oh, wow.
I felt confident enough to put something out there. And yeah, I've learned bits over the years, but I don't know. To be honest, I don't think I've really improved that much. I don't really want to do like really in-depth kind of stuff.
Like your own art form almost, because it's like not trying to be 4K, super smooth, like realistic.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that. I think that's really
because that already exists. I mean, you've got like Pixar, and and another reason is that just takes too long. Like you spend spend like 9% of the time trying to make it look, all 4K and sort of impressive looking, when I could do probably 1/10 the amount of work and get some. If I can get it looking like the thing that I want it to look like. Let's say I'm making, I know, Homer Simpson, and I make something. It looks like Homer Simpson, and I think, yeah, that'll do. It doesn't have to be 100% realistic. Whatever, I just make it. It looks like the thing. It gets the idea across, and I'll throw it out there.
That's actually really interesting. It's like almost impressionist animation. Who would you say your biggest influences? I heard you say on your stream recently that there was it some guy called Rat Person or Rat?
Oh, Rat Boy Genius. I wouldn't really consider him a major influence. 10 years ago, there wasn't that many kind of people doing it. Now there's quite a few doing it. But one person that's kind of started before me was a guy called Rat Boy Genius who makes he also makes animations on YouTube. My biggest inspiration, like early on, was probably David Firth, Salad Fingers. You've heard of that?
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I was a big fan of him, like back in the Newgrounds days. Sort of, he used to go on Newgrounds a lot, probably during mid 2000s, and his work really spoke to me. Another one is there's a guy called David O'Reilly. He's working in film now and stuff, but he also does like sort of 3D kind of things, like low poly 3D. And there's this one video that he did back in the day called Octocat Adventure. Basically it starts off in sort of Microsoft Paint, and the idea is it's meant to be done like a 12-year-old, and then it sort of transitions to like really well done kind of stylistic 3D. It like goes through a door and it comes down like a 3D world and stuff like that.
And there was a Simpsons episode like that, I believe. Where, like,
there was, the one of the Treehouse Horror specials. I suppose We Must Not Be Set like that kind of turned into like 2D to 3D, and I think that's what kind of inspired me to kind of do that a bit.
Yeah, that's actually a point I bring up in the documentary so far, is the fact that it wasn't, It's Not Be Set isn't necessarily stuck to a certain format. It's like it changes. I remember there's one episode where I'm pretty sure it starts out with it's like 2D, and then as it progresses, it changes to 3D.
Yeah, that was the Epic Adventure, I believe, which is like the long 15-minute one. It's like a compilation of basically all the videos for Snosby said that I did between like 2010 and 2011. I decided to like stick together into like one long movie and put little sort of scenes in between. It does kind of flow that way, and you can see like the progression. I think my actual animation gets better throughout the course of that video.
Due to censorship, and the way YouTube's going, and obviously some of the what would you call it? Some of the crudeness of your animation. Do you think there's do you think there's a future for your stuff on YouTube, or do you think eventually they'll come and get you or whatever? They'll shut you down. You'll have to move somewhere else. I
mean, possibly. I mean, they might just take everything down at some point, delete my channel. I mean, if that happens, I'll just I'll re-upload them elsewhere, and I'll I might set up a website or something. I don't know. I mean, it'd be a shame to lose. Cause as of now, my channel has been going over 10 years and it has not been taken down yet. But there are definitely things on there. Like there's a lot of genitalia, let's say, that could be quite easily considered as not fit for YouTube, and they could take it down quite easily. But as of now, it hasn't happened yet. I'm not really afraid of it happening at all or anything like that. And although I might not make the same decisions that I would do years ago.
How highly would you rate Snospazette?
0 out of 10. No, let's see. I don't know. I mean, it's its own thing, you know. It's its own kind of. I think each episode of Snospy that I made kind of represents my level at the time in terms of animation. So to watch the whole thing kind of back to back, it's very much just sort of a work in progress. I mean, overall, I think it's a unique series. There isn't really a lot of things like Snospazette. I mean, there's other. Cause it's not really a Simpsons parody. It's just sort of I've taken the characters and I've just transformed it into its own unique thing.
Why have you slowed down so much? Is it simply because you just don't finish things, and then you get new ideas and you go run with a new idea?
In a way, I mean, there's other reasons like real life got in the way, but yeah, I mean, just I tend to keep wanting to do other projects as well. Like, I have other channels I try and do, and I'll try and work on stuff. Like, I'll get an idea to make a comic, and then I'll start working on that, and I'll give it up, and then I'll work on something else behind the scenes. I think for every video that I make, there's about 10 other things behind the scenes that I've spent as much time on.
What do you think is like the best thing you've made so far?
Ooh, best animations. I really like the Popeye video I did about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, I just think it's actually well kind of paced and put together. In terms of like an actual cohesive narrative, the Wallace and Gromit series I did, like the Wallace and Gromit kind of parody. That is one of the few video series that I made that has an actual kind of beginning, middle, and end. Like that actually has an ending to it, which I don't think any of my videos really do. They just kind of just stop.
Will you ever stop making animations? Do you think there'll ever be a day when you just kind of stop?
I might get bored or die. One of those, whichever comes first. Yeah, obviously, there's got to be a point where I'm just going to decide, no, I'm not going to make any more of these. But to be honest, I don't think that'll be anytime soon. Because I really don't have a lot else on other than I won't say making cartoons, but making sort of videos or little art projects in general. Maybe I might just decide, you know, I'm just going to make comics. Or I'm just going to make something else. I might just decide I'm just going to make really bad Sonic the Hedgehog reviews. That's all I'm going to do. But no matter what, I think I will always have some kind of creative outlet on the internet. Like there always will be something that I'm working on.
And so that is the story of AndyWilson92. Except it's not. The story is forever being animated. In conclusion, the AndyWilson92 channel is a collage of short stories and crude low-poly art that, like all art, can be interpreted any way the viewer chooses. I'd like to thank Andy for being so generous and agreeing to help me out on this video, and I recommend, if you're not already subscribed, subscribing to the AndyWilson92 channel. Link below. I'd like to thank you very much for being patient. I know this video has taken a long time. I hope to see you in the comments below, and why not subscribe? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for viewing this very informative video. You're all looking very well dressed today. I see those trousers. Remember to click every button on the screen to subscribe. I must be going now. Goodbye.